Alright, here's a little behind the scenes commentary of how Faith Chapel did our Easter service. Had a lot of tech going into this, some kind of neat stuff that we haven't done before, so it's always neat to experiment. So here we are in countdown right now, and this service, at least the opener, is run 100% by timecode, and timecode is triggering a whole lot of events, including the intro video. Intro video was all pre-rendered stuff. However, the back LED wall is kind of neat. That is run through a Unity game engine. So what you're seeing on the screen has been dynamically generated on the fly. The scene was completely designed by a former staff member of ours. The camera motion and stuff is within constrained parameters, but if you came to all 5 of the services, it would look slightly different. Concept is the same, but the camera motions and everything like that, the randomization, is generated live on the fly. Our Good Friday service, really neat. Every scene, again, dynamically controlled. And we're using the lighting console and the protocol called ArtNet to trigger things. In fact, in this case, we're running an ETC EOS system, and we can send OSC triggers to a different lighting system running software called Lightforge. And Lightforge is actually what's driving Unity. We could do it within the EOS system, but the designer who put together the graphics package is more familiar with Lightforge. So they designed it in Lightforge, and then we do triggers. Another neat thing you're going to see, the entire first 3/4 of the song is all in black and white. Content on the wall, the lighting in the room is mostly starkly done that way, as well as the video content on the back wall. And the lighting actually fires different triggers at different times to transition both the LED content on the wall, as well as triggering our Ross Vision video switcher to transition out of black and white to color. And here we go.
Hold. Ready. Go 6. On 6.
So here you see we're out of the video. We come up into live in the house, and so that content you see on the back LED wall is dynamically generated. And what's really neat is we can at any point vary any element that we want, where the camera is, things like the amount of rain or whatever. So it's not re-rendering. This is not pre-rendered content. This is on the fly. So if we felt that the rain was a little too much, we could dial it up or dial it down. All those things are dynamically controllable in the moment. Also right here, if you don't know, on the bottom of the screen you can kind of see these under the execute commands. All lyrics are triggered and fired by lighting as well. So lighting tells what lyric to put up. And then there's this start from section, and everything's been pre-timed out. So lighting basically says, go ahead and start running the automation right now. And we're getting that information from the time code coming from the musicians. So we know at a specific time is when we're going to start lyrics, and if we start there and everything's timed out right, the lyrics just play forward without any need for human interaction. The system we have also enables us to bail on that at any point, so we can stop timings and manually navigate around the lyrics at any way we want to. We use a Stream Deck for the primary control of that, and we have a forward or backwards, which allows us to take the next lyric or go back, as well as we've got hotkeys on there to go to specific parts of the song, like the verse or the chorus or the bridge. And so as you can see there on the lighting display in the bottom, everything's just advancing all based off of timecode. The timecode is coming to us via Ableton. We run Ableton using a DVS, Dante Virtual Soundcard, which enables us to have an output of multiple channels. The worship team runs Ableton for all their tracks and loops, and they use 8 channels. We use a 9th channel, which is a SMPTE timecode, and that comes down an audio channel. The SMPTE audio is routed at 3 different locations. The first place it goes is to lighting, but it also gets split off and goes to the audio team, as well as our video playout server. Not during this first song, but during our normal services, we use video content that is time-coded out to SMPTE so that to keep that dynamics all aligned. But beyond that, it also triggers audio scenes on our SSL console. So again, it helps automate so everybody's switching on the right timing for things, so things don't have to be done manually when we have something highly produced.
And video.
This video interlude here in the middle was triggered actually by the video director. When we knew this was dropping down, the lights dropped down on the stage, they were just manually rolling this video. And he's paying attention to the timer that's left on that video playout before he switches back to the camera.
Rolled back the stone
So another thing we brought back for this production is the pixel panels you see on the far stage right and left wings, made in-house using products from a company called Holiday Coro. We're just putting holes in black Coroplast and controlling it using AlphaPix controllers, and then using software we make freely available on our website called Pixel Mapping. And so great resource. We can take input from the video wall and drive it to these, as well as add additional content to it.
Okay, hold that left to right.
So right now he's getting ready to go to camera 7 once the video finishes out, and then he'll take 7 live in the room. Okay, and back to live in the room. Here we go.
Go 7.
Front light up.
On 7. Go 2. Go 2. Take 2.
And then as the lighting designer here, I'm making a couple changes. I'm always tweaking a little bit, things that I can see slightly can be improved, realizing that everything we do is lit just for a specific weekend or for Easter, and that's kind of disposable. And so we only have so much time to program it, but when we're doing 7 services or 5 services throughout, I'll just make subtle changes, things most people probably won't notice, but it just slightly improves the overall appearance of it. And sometimes it's to adjust it for what it looks like in the room, but I'm also keeping a close look on the video here.
Hold that wide, ready 3. Take 3, ready 6, and go 6.
Ready for the switch to color?
And take 6. Ready 4.
Okay, this transition to color. This is a whole lot of fun. So right above you see under the execute, you can see a string OC Vision Color. That's a command we're sending back to Vision to tell it to, hey, take the macro that brings things back to color, both on video. And the next one, the Press Bank 220 is a command that we're sending to Stream Deck. And Stream Deck is sending a command to Lightforge, and that's telling the LED content to switch to color.
Ready 2, go 2, take 2, ready 6, and actually just keep that going on 2.
There we go.
Slow,
We're doing
1
crooks and front light up.
1, 31.
All right, that wraps up our behind-the-scenes look at how we produce our first song for our Easter opener of 2024 at Faith Chapel in Billings. Hope you enjoyed watching a little bit about how we put this thing together.